Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or whenever you watch me right now. My name is Jay Luke, the owner and operator of the Passionaires Network, where we amplify the voices, elevate the culture, and champion the musicians. Remember, you can get anything right here on our page, and you can get 30% off your purchase. Just type in HBCU band. Don't forget to like and click subscribe and turn on notifications. Man, so I want to go back because I wanted to talk about this, but since everything is already over and I've already done that video, I did want to go back and look at this because I found this interesting when this dropped. And so we're going to spend time looking at this, and we're also going to talk about it. So let's go ahead and get to it.
We have on our president, Ms. Bobby Knight, the 15th president, the first female president at Miles College. We're elated to be here. But my statement is going to be a little different. I'm thankful for this opportunity because a lot of my students are from backgrounds where it's not safe.
So before we fully get into this, I know it's pretty obvious, but this was the presser before the BOTY. And if y'all don't know who this is good brother Willie Snipes, band director at Miles College.
And I'm from a background where it's not safe. So one of my bigger prayers when they go home for break is praying that they come back. So this is an opportunity to bring them back. And I thank you guys for this opportunity to show my students there's more to life than the things that goes on in everyday life.
So the first thing that I actually want to start off by saying is the fact that he ain't wrong. In the sense that when we start looking at our HBCUs and a lot of our HBCUs, our HBCU bands, so on and so forth, and I said this on a previous LBR, is the fact that what we do is an avenue for them to find success in other places. And he's absolutely not wrong in this. In the fact that, we have, specifically at HBCUs, a lot of kids who come from low socioeconomic areas, some rough backgrounds, so on and so forth. And we give them an opportunity not only to perform, but to also find and see what success looks like in other places. And so I definitely am 100% in agreement with what he's saying.
And it's personal. We're not a state-funded school. So
now that's information I didn't know. I did not know Miles was not a state-funded school.
This opportunity, it helps with uniforms, and it helps with balances with our students. 98% of the students at Miles College some type of financial aid. So this money was not something that we can just throw away. We're going to sit and strategically plan out how we're going to help our kids finish college. So my purpose of being here is probably different than anyone else. We're here to make a difference in students' lives. Thank you.
So let me go ahead and get into all of this. So first things first, the first thing I want to say is the fact that congratulations to him because, Miles College actually won Div 2. So that's obviously congratulations, right? But the second thing is the fact that, yes, this is why, and reasons such as those is the reason why I have been, and this channel has been, advocates for any band showcase, battle, whatever you want to call it. Technically, it's a showcase, which in this particular situation, because there was a declared winner, I would consider it a battle. But any of those particular situations, I am always going to advocate for more fiduciary accolades at the end, right? So more money being given at the end. And the reason why I say that is because in most cases, I'm not going to say all, right? But in most cases, a lot of these particular events are not necessarily covering travel. And so when, these bands get these checks at the end of these performances, whether they are the showcase or whether there's this particular battle, that funding has to be covered in some kind of manner. And so a lot of bands, usually when they get those checks, a lot of those situations, that money that they get usually covers travel. And so he's absolutely right. He wants to be able to take the funding that he won and be able to use it for uniforms. He wants to use it for scholarships. He wants to use it for those. And that's why I'm always going to continue to be an advocate for, large endowments or large funding at the end of these particular battles or showcases. The other half of that he's absolutely right on. When it comes to HBCUs, most of our kids are scholarship based or financial aid based. There are a lot of people that I'm well, connected to or talk to or have conversations with. Well, they'll absolutely tell me that go to PWIs. They'll absolutely tell me most of our kids ain't even on scholarship, or there is no scholarship here, right? And in a lot of cases, not all. I got to make sure I preface it by saying this: not all, but in a lot of cases, a lot of these schools where they're the PWI schools where there are not a lot of scholarships, there are better backgrounds for a lot of those kids. Not saying it, not saying all, right? Because everybody's situation is not perfect, so on and so forth. But a lot of those situations, there are better backgrounds coming from those kids. A lot of those kids have had, different scholarships in different areas, so on and so forth. But a lot of our HBCU band members and so on and so forth are a lot of financial aid. A lot of them are strictly looking for that scholarship fund. And a lot of times, we ain't got, there's not a lot of big budgets that are, handed out of these HBCUs to give these scholarships. So I like the fact that he made it very obvious that, look, this is what we're going to use it for. This is what I want to use it for. This is my plan, so on and so forth. So I think that's great. And again, this is why I'm going to always advocate for a bigger financial payout at the end of these battles and these showcases, because it takes a lot. It takes a lot to get these kids prepared. It takes a lot to get these kids there. And I got another LBR coming up talking about that very soon. I think I'm gonna drop it later on the day, but it takes a lot to, move a program. And so once you cover those expenses from the payout that you get, then now you have to take what you got left and you got to be like, all right, now I got to figure out how we're going to take whatever's left and pay to get, uniforms or so on and so forth. So I put it on this page, I told him straight up, I love everything that he said. I absolutely support everything that he said. I'm in 100% agreement with what he said, because at the end of the day, and I keep saying this, the students are the most important part, the most important piece of all of this. At the end of the day, those are the ones who are performing. Those are the ones who are truly getting the experience. Those are the ones who are going to be able to say that they were able to do it. And at the end, those are the ones who are truly going to reap the benefits of that financial payout at the end, whether it is for a scholarship, whether it is for more instruments, whether it is for uniforms. They're going to benefit at the end. And so we have to make sure that the students are the forefront of why we're doing this. And so, Brother Snipes, I absolutely support you in everything that you just said. From when it comes to historically Black colleges and universities and their band funding and so on and so forth. Here's another thought process that I wanted to actually put out there before I get out of here. We have, more often than not, more directors going to high schools auditioning kids for scholarships than most PWIs do. I don't know how many PWIs actually go to high schools and audition. I've never seen that. Usually, and for those of you all who have been in the band director space and so on and so forth, who are in the band director space, usually you'll get that thing in your mailbox in the morning that's like a letter from, like, I don't know, because I'm in Texas, I'll throw something out there, Texas A&M or something like that. It's a letter that says, we look forward to having your kids in there, and they'll send you a poster and then they want you to put it up or something like that. We are the ones who are generally going out and trying to make sure that our kids audition and get our kids, because again, most of our kids are on scholarship, and we recognize not only the need for those kids to have an avenue to be able to be successful, but we also realize that this is how we bring kids in, right? Because if we didn't have the scholarship available, ain't too many kids going to a lot of these schools. I'm just saying. I could be absolutely wrong, but I'm just saying that's the way I've seen it. That's the way I've had that experience. That's the way I've perceived it. And so I'm not going to change. So again, Brother Snipes, I absolutely agree with everything that you said. 100% to you. Congratulations again on winning the BOTY. But you guys give me your thoughts inside of the comment section. Do you think he's absolutely right? Do you think that there needs to be a little bit more payout at the end of these Battle of the Bands or these showcases, or do you think it's fine and the bands need to figure it out on their end? I want to hear all of that or read all of that inside the comment section. Don't forget, you can go type in the promo code HBCU band and get 30% off of anything that we have in the store. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.